heard the stats coming out of forecourt and Sona.
I think my fax just went through. I sent a fax out earlier because
Yeah?
I send out faxes.
Did you
and
do that?
You saw I wrote the note down of do not give DNZO Black Feather.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You saw that go out. They just got it. All right. Well, Hammers, they pick up the Fortress. They pick up the Glaive. This is pretty typical. Honestly, I'm gonna have to see more picks.
What Hammers are gonna have to do here is that they're gonna have to constantly invade the jungle. That's the only way that I see they're gonna come out of this. And you know, if they're able to grab somebody up in that lane that's able to push it out with them, do those quick 3-man rotations, it actually puts Old School in a tough spot because you know he does like to stick into the lane. He likes to get that CS, and this is something that Velocity has to use against them.
What hero do you think accomplishes that
Ringo.
task? He said it so quick because he knew it was coming out.
No, I have a feeling that Ringo is a big bet because Velocity is very well known for their double weapon composition.
Yep.
Grabbing that bone saw, being very aggressive. What we're going to see from Joseph this game is if he's getting invaded, he's just going to box out and he's going to try and invade counter jungle. He's going to do a really good job at that too. So getting vision up on the side of Vayne's is going to be very important.
Yeah, it's going to be huge for this team. And Diencio, you know, he's a monster on that Ringo, but they can execute him down with the draft that they have. So let's see, guys, can Velocity put this together and push it to Game 5, or do Excrucio walk away as your first place team in the second qualifier? Let's find out right now. We got Forecourt, Jester, and Sona ready to call all of the action. So, guys, take it away.
All right, Dr. Sona, I got it. I thought about this. The stickiest feather is those feathers you find in dusters because they're dusting, right? And they trap all the dust. Therefore, they got to be sticky. Makes sense, right?
But what if it's the dust that's sticky?
If dust was sticky, then everything would be covered in dust.
What if it only sticks to feathers?
Have you ever rolled through a construction site? You don't get dust stuck to you.
Have you ever rolled through a construction site?
Maybe. What's your point?
But look, what you do on a Friday night is no concern of mine.
That's exactly
However,
right.
what you do on a Sunday night is cast Vain Glory with me. And
Yep,
this game's
that's
going to
true.
be amazing.
Yeah, Excrucio is up 2-1, and they're still holding the advantage. Hopefully, you know, pray to the technical gods, guys, that we are done with anything and everything that has to do with issues in that front. But again, Old School this time is going to be the Black Feather. Dienzio doesn't have it, but he brings out the Ringo. We have seen him do fantastic with Ringos, and I have to assume it's going to be a weapon because he just doesn't play with Crystal.
It's going to be double weapon again from Velocity, and I am actually quite excited to see this because up until now, Excrucio have been the early game comp. They've been the team that plays a lot better in this early game portion, and we're going to have to see Velocity step up to the plate and actually be able to fight up against this Taka and against this Black Feather to actually win out the game.
Yep, and that's the challenge issued forth here. Excrucio still very well could take this 3-1, or we could go to the blind pick Game 5, to which I assume that I Love Joseph will just do a whole set of 5 games of Taka. Like, I don't, just like Mixi only owns Sky,
he's the new
I think
Mixi.
he only owns Taka. Yeah.
Don't need anything else. Like, Taka's the best. If you could play as a squirrel, why would you play as anything else?
As a squirrel?
Yeah, I mean, it looks more like a squirrel than a fox. So,
Taka is a squirrel.
yep.
So many people just died in chat.
You've seen it though. Like, it's definitely a squirrel.
Alright, so I Love Joseph. He loves squirrels. It's good. Today's good.
Oh.
Old School, not so good.
Not so good at all. Gets knocked into the wall. Good afterburn there from Aloha. Aloha? That's what I meant, not Aloha.
Mhm. That's fine. Aloha on that glaive. Like, we've been seeing this repeatedly. If you're even like a step too far forward in that lane and there's a glaive just kind of hanging around, afterburn kill, easy peasy, rinse repeat. But Excrucio has not really fallen for that, so I'm really surprised that the first kill did come down on top of Old School, no less. I mean, it's not level 6, the Black Feather doesn't have that infinite escape or anything, but it seems rather atypical, at least how these games have gone.
Yeah, definitely. Excrucio have been the stronger early game composition, a stronger early game team, and I in some ways it benefits I Love Joseph ever so slightly because he was able to get some free farm in the lane there. I know it's not great that Old School died, but getting a little bit of extra farm when you know your jungle is going to get taken away is pretty good. Dienzio needs to be a bit cautious here because I Love Joseph is going to come around the backside and Dienzio gets taken out. Good play there by Excrucio, just played really well. Snuck I Love Joseph into the bush, and now he's going to try and get onto Aloha, who needs to be a bit cautious, has got the afterburn, will just jump away across the wall, so gets himself off towards safety. But you take this if you're Excrucio. Yes, you lost an early kill, but now you can try and take away a camp or something. There's no camps up, so you can't. But go to the shop, have some peaceful time shopping.
I felt bad for the minion that got the brunt of the afterburn knockback from Aloha. It just for no reason, bam, you, and he just knocks him silly. I feel for that minion. He has family. Did you know that? Tasty Bacon tells me all the time about all the condolence letters he has to send to these minions' families.
It's a shame, really. Maybe you should like outsource some of it.
Hey, they chose this life. At least I assume.
Did
I
they?
have no idea.
How'd you know?
I've seen the movie Minions. They chose that life. Wrong minions?
But they're
Minions.
like forced to like. They all obey someone who's evil. Are we saying
Yes.
that Excrucio are evil?
Do you not remember who made this game?
That's true. That's
Super
true.
evil Megacorp. It all makes sense. Illuminati 420. Alright, so 4 minutes in, almost 420. Halcyon Hammer is going to be 1-1 in kills, but in terms of farm, they're just kind of skirting around each other.
Yeah, it's a very cagey game. I feel that Excrucio aren't being as aggressive as they were in the last couple of games, just because they know that if they lose this, it does go to the blind pick, and no one really wants to play a blind pick game. You really can't anticipate what the other team's going to do. Velocity have tried to make a couple of plays, but will get spotted out by the scout trap, and I Love Joseph's just going to play on the defensive here. However, Old School Cool does not know the meaning of the word defensive. He goes in, gets taken out, but Dienzio is traded there. I Love Joseph is going to try and put the damage down onto Aloha, and now Ezra Dox is going to jump back in as well. Vane's kiting out really nicely on this one. They know who they want to target. Aloha goes in again. I Love Joseph off towards the side. Vanguard will come out. Now they're going to jump onto Vanes, who will survive just for now. They don't have any vision in this bush. 2 scout traps placed beautifully here by Velocity. Will spot out Joseph if he just decides to go around the side, and he doesn't for now. And we'll just spot him out as he runs away now.
Yeah, those were a waste of scout traps, at least in my eyes. Putting down 1 in the fight is cool, but putting down 2, that's just a waste, unfortunately. So that's 150 gold out of pocket here for Velocity, but they do trade it out 1-1, and they are going blow for blow. They are not relenting. In fact, actually, Velocity in the lead a little bit here in terms of the cash. But look at Joseph. This is the first time we've not seen him go double light shield. It's actually double light armor because, well, surprise, there's not really anything to shield.
Yeah, I think double light shield would probably be the biggest misbuy in the history of Vainglory.
Now that would be Illuminati.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's light
Dienzio
shield.
has Hellfire Brews clearly for that. Shifty up.
It's a light shield, isn't it, man? But it's Illuminati.
6 minutes in, looks like the gold mine actually is up on deck, and there's no vision at all. Well, okay, that's a lie. The Excrucio has a scout trap right next to it, so they see it. They just don't really care too much. So Velocity will stay ahead, at least for now. I Love Joseph in the back is just biding his time, looking for those backs to spawn. And what do we got in lane? Old School's up to 72. He is actually taking a good chunk of farm higher than Dienzio.
Especially since he died early on. Like he was about 5 CS down when he died, and that was about 3 minutes into the game, and now has managed to get it back and also take a little bit of an advantage. We do see Azadox is going to stay with him for a long period of the laning phase, so just helping him farm up, but they just freeze it, and then you're not going to miss a CS if you farm it like this, which is nicely done by them.
Aloha, level 8 in 7 minutes, gets himself that Sora Blade after light armor. So he's actually doing pretty good in that jungle. Sora Blade, like, we have not seen any tension bows today. We've had so many early game weapon characters, no tensions. I like it. Sora Blades have always definitely been a little bit more reliable in my book.
River Steel has been completed on to Old School, so he's going to be that sticky black feather that we know and love. I think it's the thorns. It's the thorns that make you sticky. Like, just tiny, like, thorny. Because a thorn sticks into someone, doesn't it? So a black feather, like a black rose, would be sticking to you with its thorns.
I'm just reminded of a lion with a thorn in his foot. Or was it an elephant? I don't remember. Either way, I mean, you have
it's
a
a
point.
fortress. Fortress with a thorn in its
Fortress
foot.
with the thorn. Now we can start talking about like Christmas carols and all that. Especially since Vanes is actually already dressed for the part. Yay!
Yay.
2-2 for score. These teams are not given any inch, but it is still slightly better coming out here from Velocity, as they are up about 1,000 gold.
Yeah, it's just a gold lead taken by the CS. Really, Vanes is going to get caught out a little bit here, though. He didn't realize Out of Joseph was going to come in from the side. Jumps onto Dienzio instead. Doesn't quite get the damage down, and now with a lower here, they're going to back away. Out of Joseph doesn't quite have that burst. Like, there's the Hellfire Brew, but gonna wait for it to time out and then back away.
I love how you can be an invisible burning box and nobody can see you. I love it.
Oh.
Joseph does not care whatsoever. He's just kind of sticking around for the experience range. I mean, he's not getting any gold out of it, and he doesn't really have anything in the jungle to do. So now he's just going to be on his merry way. The three-man rotate down from Velocity, though. They are going to be doing a little bit of shopping, and that gold mine is just about half, a little bit over half. It's going to be a contest here soon.
Definitely is. Especially since Velocity managed to take the first one. Really, if you're Excrucio, you want to try and take the second one just to get yourself back in it. They're about 800 gold behind at the moment, which isn't huge, as we've seen so many times. Like, we've had gold leads of 12,000 be turned around today, so I wouldn't be surprised if Excrucio do end up giving it up if they lose a fight or just don't feel like they have the positional advantage for it.
Well, Dienzio is that's a little BM Dienzio. Don't do that. In the lane, like there's nothing really to gank him at this point. Like Dienzio in lane has to have the three-man come in. It has to be Taka, and we got pretty much every side of this guarded up. So there's really no way I Love Joseph's gonna have an angle in. And Dienzio's positioning, of course, is just absolutely fantastic. First item, no, it's a lie. Second item after the fountain. Vaynes goes into the Atlas Pauldron before Warhorn and before Crucible. They are really looking to shut down the double weapon.
That makes sense. Like, you've got double weapon comp building into you, Blackfeather and Taco as well. So like you want to get that Atlas Pauldron as soon as possible. I'm actually surprised if we don't see an early one coming out from Excrucio, especially against a Ringo. Like Atlas Pauldron into a Ringo is so strong.
Well,
Right,
we just picked up double for Excrucio.
Perfect timing. But,
Yeah.
Okay. Josh.
There are going to be so many Atlas Pauldrons. We do have, I think, only the one Shiver Steel. I think it's only Old School. Yeah, he's the only one with it. Dienzio is for sure going to be the target. The bigger question is, can we jump him enough in these team fights?
Possibly. He's going to be doing the jumping right now onto Ezreal, so they try and take down that Arden. Not going to be able to do it quite yet. And tuck it off towards the side of Joseph. Actually going to try and jump onto Dienzio here. This is a great position for them. They're going to get onto that Blackfeather. The gauntlet comes down as well. Dienzio's going to get locked out, but he manages to survive for such a long time. Still alive. They do take down one. Old School is going to try and back away from this vein, still alive. The pressure they put onto Dienzio meant that the rest of Velocity were able to just put out a huge amount of damage in that fight. I can't believe he survived for so long.
Fountain Man, the really good thing to have in perfect placement of it. Just you trying to kill him and he's down at the very edge of it, and it frustrates you and you kind of slip up a little bit. That was a better fight for Velocity. That was a good attempt, Old School, but he doesn't actually steal the immense gold payout. It will go over to Vaynes, and this is again looking better and better for Velocity. If they don't drop this game, it'll be the first time they've won without Blackfeather going into a blind pick.
I mean, blind pick is so powerful. Velocity, as you say, like Dienzio is just so strong as so many different heroes, and Vaynes as a roamer can play a wide variety. It's really difficult for Excrucio to know exactly how to counteract a blind pick, because usually you can kind of tell. You can be like, okay, well, we know they're going to pick the Blackfeather. They're probably going to pick a Fortress as well, and then we can kind of guess their last pick. But against a team like Velocity, they've got such a wide variety of heroes they can dip into that you really don't know what you're going to be up against.
Well, 4 kills to 3 and still about 2,000 gold or so. Velocity is going to be holding fast to this lead. The 12-minute mark has come and passed, but 7 kills in 12. The pace definitely a little bit slower in these games. It's not high action or anything, but oh, Joseph, he just face checked that.
Yeah, he did. Vaynes was able to catch him out, but he will survive just for now. Here comes the Hellfire brew onto Joseph. He'll die to the burn. He doesn't manage to survive. Wait, yeah, he will die if he doesn't manage to survive. Yeah, great. Actually, just about manages to survive. Our Vayne's going to jump in again. The turret goes down, and we did see Ezreal getting caught out as well. So I Love Joseph will survive just in the back line, but they're going to lose a turret here probably to a Velocity, as Old School can't defend versus 3.
Kill and turret. Nice turnaround here from Velocity. They're really starting to crack this turtle shell. Maybe it's only in a half shell now, but Velocity is really very much in control of this match.
Yeah, definitely in control of this match. Like Velocity, after the unfortunate Kraken incident in the last game, have just shown up. I feel perhaps Excrucio aren't in the best mindset again. I Love Joseph hasn't performed as well as he could have done in this game, but Velocity just showing us exactly how to win out games. They take a gold mine, they push themselves 4,000 gold in the lead, and they'll probably take one more before the Kraken decides to spawn.
If I had money to put down on this game, I would definitely put it down on the fact that they would clear that gold mine before Kraken, and it's only about 60 seconds out. We are looking good for the bank. Dienzio now passed 400, so he's going to get at least one infusion by the time that comes around. Vayne's probably going to be the same. Aloha could actually even double after this level 12 weapon infusion is done on him as well. Dienzio not going to go for that Atlas Pauldron. He goes for the metal jacket. That's going to keep him much safer.
That it is, but maybe not safe throughout this fight. Dienzio would just about survive on the backline once again. The fountain is so powerful. He does go down now, and Excrucio might be able to turn it around. Vaynes is there. Aloha still quite high on HP as well. The turret comes out. Oh, the gauntlet! That gauntlet was gorgeous, but Aloha manages to survive, gets the afterburn down. Now Ezodox trying to do what he can. Aloha's gonna back Ezodox. Can you do anything here? Actually, Aloha gets out. Vaynes is there, but he shouldn't be able to fight up against Ezodox in a 1v1. Vaynes will go down. Aloha manages to survive. I thought the gauntlet had done it. I thought they had the fight, but that afterburn was just too strong.
I muted my mic to cough, but by the end of it, I was screaming. Like, that glaive play right there. That was absolutely astounding. And he lived to tell the tale as well. Here comes the Kraken. And I said, money, you can easily pick up some of those infusions. Aloha's about to pick up enough to infuse again. Dienzio should have enough by the time he gets here into this mid. Oh, no, he's in the mid. My bad. And Vayne's coming through. Like, they're going to be able to set up. They might even be able to bait this Kraken. And Excrucio, they got to be scratching their head after that fight.
Yeah, I do just want to say that you said you'd put money down, that they take the gold mine, and they didn't. They didn't take it.
Money.
So
I still don't
think
lose
you need
anything.
to do some sort of forfeit for that.
All right, you want some Canadian monies? It's like worth what?
That's not
30,
real money.
30
mate. That's
cents
maple
in
syrup.
pounds.
That's maple syrup.
30
to me.
pence? Yeah. You guys actually just totally destroyed me when I came over to London. So the exchange rate is not so good to Canada. Either way, Halcyon Hammers 5-7, and they are still holding up that 4,000 gold lead. Kraken, I think this is the longest we've never seen a Kraken take it.
Yeah. A whole minute. I can't believe it.
I know.
Right, you got double infusion on Vaynes and on Dienzio. Aloha hasn't popped his weapon infusion yet. You've got double sitting already onto I Love Joseph. However, only weapon infusions left on the rest of Excrucio. Ezodox needs to be careful because Vaynes is going to chase him down. The gauntlet is popped down and the Ringo is locked out of this fight. And actually, this could be a good fight here for Excrucio if they can take Aloha down before Dienzio decides to join, which they can't. And Dienzio now in the fight helps take down Ezodox. That Dienzio Ringo. He's only 245, but he just sets up these plays so well.
And he has a ton of armor. He's not going to go down again. He might have 4 deaths, but I really highly doubt he's going to die again. And that's taking a leaf out of their book. The Excrucio book is all about armoring up, waiting to about 12-ish minutes, and just kind of dominating from there, never dying. And Dienzio, I think he's definitely done that. He died a little bit early. He got ganked out, but he has enough defense now with enough of an impact in these fights through that Sora Blade and that Bone Saw that he's just a force to be reckoned with. As well, I mean, you can't say enough about Aloha. The afterburns have been on point. His initiates have been good. And because of some of the plays that he himself is making, that is why we're so far ahead here from Velocity and looking at a potential Game 5.
Yeah, I think you have to think back to the moment where it looked like the Gauntlet had made the game for Excrucio, and then Aloha was just like, nah, I'm just joking, man, I'm going to get a double. Now they're going to jump onto Dienzio. They tried to chase with the Warhorn. Dienzio was going to go very low. He might actually go down here. They do get the kill. Now they have to turn onto Aloha, who is their big fighter here. The attack of the pack comes out. Old School will get taken out, but Aloha low already. They're going to turn on to that glaive. Can they take him down? They can. It's a great fight. Kraken still pounding away at the turret, though. Now they're going to try and take down Vaynes as well. I don't know what they get off this is the big issue here, because the Kraken is still pounding away at their turret. Takes down one. I Love Joseph goes very, very low. Has to use the box to try and get away. Now Vaynes might actually be able to take him down. Doesn't quite manage it. They will get the kill on Vaynes. The Kraken's still alive, though. And might even get... No, it's not actually going to get a full turret here, but it's going to get a lot of damage on this Vayne turret. And
I'm thinking it's taking the turret. It's taking the turret.
I can't believe that. Like, yeah, you get 3 kills, you get the ace, and your minions get buffed ever so slightly. Did they actually even get the ace, or was Dienzio back up?
No, they got the ace. That's why they're full health instead of almost dead on the floor. But they got the ace, so not only do they get the satisfaction of actually killing Halcyon Hammers, but they stay in this game. The longer that these guys stay away from the base, the better that they will be. And the Kraken, yeah, it takes 2 turrets, but it's calculated. Like, the game is not over. This is not a backdoor situation that Excrucio, I think, can get caught out on. And I say that, but there's absolutely no scout traps in that jungle, and they're up against the carry Glaive. Glaive might actually just get over the wall later on and see if he can finish the game by himself. But Excrucio getting those kills, it puts Velocity in the dirt. It keeps them down for a long time because of those death spawners, or those death timers. They keep themselves the ace buff. They get themselves the heals. And now they have, you know, hopefully, well, what they think is better positioning. Like, if they can control the map from here on out, Excrucio might not lose. But if they lose one more fight, I think they're going to be down and out.
I feel like either team that loses a fight here really is going to lose it out. I mean, Excrucio just needs to get a bit of momentum under their belts again, and they're only 2,000 gold behind. They can start picking up objectives here and there. Even if they get a turret, they equalize that gold pretty darn easily. So the problem for Excrucio is that I feel their composition falls off in comparison. Like a big Glaive, a big Ringo, a Fortress there as well. Yes, Fortress is mostly an early game roamer, but can work out so well when you've got an attack speed based carry like a Ringo on your team. And Tucker, although can do a lot of damage in the late game, I feel just doesn't have quite as much effectiveness as he can do. Squirrels aren't as good late game, mate. Squirrels aren't that good.
There he is. Glaive coming in. Glaive has no infusions. That's a lie. He has a weapon infusion in his inventory. Good. So, I mean, this is do or die time. Veins is going to come in.
They're going to go for the fight. There's the gauntlet. It's going to lock down Dienzio. They're going to try and take him out, but the fountain is healing him up so well. Old School still alive. Dienzio gets taken out. Can Excrucio do this? They're going to go for Aloha, who after burns in gets the counter kill. Aloha still very high on HP. I know Joseph's going to jump back in. Now they're going to turn onto Aloha again. There's the kill. It's great fight for Excrucio, and Veins now the target. Tries to reindeer his way away, but the red nose is leading the way for Excrucio. He does get under the turret. I think perhaps for a second they forgot they hadn't got that turret down yet. And now they turn across towards the Kraken.
I mean, that's another coat of plate. Sorry, that's another metal jacket. And this time it's on top of Aloha. Or no, it's on top of Old School. My bad. Dienzio, I'm eating crow on that one. He had 4 deaths. Now he has 6. Even with all that armor, he is still the one getting zerged down. The double weapon from both sides is still plenty deadly. But this is a better turning point for Excrucio. They get this Kraken. I don't think they can serve a TSM extra special, though. With 5 turrets still up and no Old School, well, Old School actually did just spawn. A lot of infusions. We're going to see how much damage they can do, but I'd be very surprised if they can take win.
I don't think they've got the win here. I think it's going to take... I mean, it would be a TSM super special if they did. Like, 5 turrets and Bane Crystal against 3. That would be amazing, but I don't think they're going to do it. I'm going to go for the Bane first turret here. We'll jump in, do some damage onto it. They can basically let the Kraken do most of the damage and just play the protectors here. They're just escorting the Kraken up, and Vane's actually going to jump in. The Kraken's going to keep going towards that turret. Of course, now Vane's gets taken quite low. I Love Joseph jumps in onto Dienzio, who will survive just for another couple of seconds. He's going to try and get the block down. Ezodox goes low as well. I Love Joseph off towards the side, going to get taken very low. And now they're going to try and get the fight off. It's 1 kill already across towards Velocity. Now Old School having to try and retreat. He's no way going to get out of this one. Jumps into Dienzio. The Kraken will get another turret, which is fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're going to go take the 1 turret and win. That's all there is to it.
Man, come on. Trust in the Tucker. I trust in Joseph.
I see Joseph hiding behind scrolls and flags.
Here he comes. Come on, Joseph.
It almost looks like he has double bone saw, like on
Squirrel
one
power,
on each arm.
Squirrel power. He's gonna jump in onto the back line, try to get onto Dienzio, but as you say, there's not really a lot he can do. He's trying. He's trying.
I don't trust
Tuckers.
Tuckers are too dark and mysterious. He also has an eye patch, and I don't trust people with eye patches. So
I
that's
thought you
gonna be
liked
game
pirates.
5.
I thought you liked pirates.
I don't trust them.
Okay. Well, it's game 5.
By definition, you shouldn't trust a pirate. Not everybody.
I just want to say there were 6 Atlas Pauldrons in that game.
Yeah, absolutely insane. And that comeback. I mean, if Excrucio wasn't able to win that fight, as you said, whoever wins is going to take the game. 6 Atlas Pauldrons. How many coat of arms still kind of out there? Coat of plate on Isle of Joseph. We got at least 2 metal jackets. 1 and 2. Absolutely insane amount of armor between these guys. Double weapon on each side. A few bone saws out and about. But this is now a do-or-die situation. We had so much momentum from Excrucio all the way into game number 3 with a second set of Kraken spawns. But it is now going to go all the way to game 5. And Velocity is on cloud 9, so to speak. They got to be happy about this turnaround.
Yeah, you have to be. If you go 2 games down, you have to be so happy to get into the game 5, especially since they've got the ascendancy at the moment. They're feeling motivated. They feel like they've got the momentum with them, and they should, off the back of the last couple of performances, win out this game.
So we're gonna see Fortresses, Adagios, Black Feathers, and Joseph on top. Now those are my calls.
Okay. I think we're going to see a Krull.
All right, now I wish I had money. We're gonna throw it back to the desk though, because Rome probably has the actual answers of what's going down here for Game 5.